Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 1.3 Notes, Day 1. Today we're talking about solving equations with variables on both sides. Our learning target today is to be able to solve linear equations with variables on both sides of the equal sign. Now, when we are solving equations, the first thing that we need to do is we need to simplify each side of the equation if necessary. So that means distribute or combine like terms, right? It just depends on the problem. All right, step number 2 says to collect the variables on one side by using inverse operations. Okay, so cancel from one side or move to the other. And what we're going to be doing is cancel the variable with a coefficient that is less than the other. Okay, and the last one is to use inverse operations to find the value of the variable. AKA that last step is saying that we need to use SADMAP to solve. Okay? Alright, so we're going to go through each problem one at a time. And I do have the answers in case you, in red, if you are working faster than me. Okay? So, first thing we need to do is draw the line. I need to look at my two variables, 2x and 5x. Which one is smaller? Well, the 2x is smaller. So if the 2x is smaller, that's what I'm going to get rid of. And we're left with negative 10 equals 3x plus 2. Okay? So now that my variables are on one side, I can do inverse operations to solve. I'm subtracting by 2, and I get negative 12 equals 3x. And the last step is to divide by 3. And we get negative 4 equals x. Okay? So, number 2. I have variables on both sides. Which one's smaller? The negative 3 is. So I'm going to add 3, do the opposite to both sides. And we're left with 35 equals 5y. Okay, and now I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And I get 7 equals y. And that's my final answer. You might be like, well, Mr. Grice, how do I know 100% if I have the final answer? Well, what you would do is check. Okay, we said that y equals 7. Everywhere there's a y, I'm going to plug it in into the original equation. And now we check both sides. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21 plus 35. That gives us 14. 2 times 7, well, that gives us 14. Does 14 equal 14? Yay! That means we did the right answer. Okay? You can do that on any test or quiz, and you will get, if you did it correctly, you'll get the right answer. Okay? All right, number 3. Let's look at our two variables. Which one is smaller? Well, that would be the 2m. So I'm going to add 2m to both sides. Remember, that's negative 1. Those cancel. We're left with 7 over 2 equaling 1m plus 15 over 2. I need to subtract 15 over 2 to both sides. Now, if you want to go over to the side, 7 over 2 minus 15 over 2, well, that equals negative 8 over 2, or negative 4. Okay? If you're doing it on your calculator, depending on what calculator you have, you might need to use parentheses. So I've got 7 divided by 2 minus 15 divided by 2. And you'll get your correct answer that way as well. Okay? And then I don't have to divide because we've already got the m by itself. Okay, so let's look at our variables. Which one is smaller? Okay, so I'm going to subtract the smaller one. And we're left with -8 equals 0.5w minus 14. Okay. Add 14 to both sides. -8 plus 14 gives me 6. Okay, and the last step is to divide. And when you divide that, you get 12. You're like, Mr. Grice, are you sure about that? Well, yeah, because 6 divided by 0.5, 12. There you go. Okay. You can use a calculator now, so you guys should be doing that to check. Okay, why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can do number 5 all on your own. Good luck. Okay, and there's all the work. So the -3n is smaller, so I added 3 to both sides, and then 2n plus 3n gives me 5n. I added 6 to both sides to get to 20, and then to get the n by itself, I divided by 5, and I got 4. All right, number 6. Now, the first thing I noticed with 6 is that I've got 2 sets of variables over there. So I need to combine those. I need to clean that up, okay? So 5x minus 2x, that gives us 3x plus 3 equals x minus 17. So now we look at the 2, and it can be like, well, I think this one's smaller. So I'm going to subtract, that's 1x, and then we get 2x plus 3 equals -17. Okay, from here it's smooth sailing. Subtract the 3 to both sides, and we get 2x equals -20, and then divide by 2. We get x equals -10. Okay, and now, once again, just like we did at the number 2, let's check to see if we got this right. We take the original problem, and everywhere there's an x, that's where we're going to plug in -10. Now, if you wanted to, you can just go 5 times -10 plus 3 minus 2 times -10. Okay, and I got -27. So let's see, -27. Does that equal -10 minus 17? -27. So, ta-da, we got the right answer. I know 100% that that is correct. Okay. Now, we've got 2 things that we need to do. On the left side, we need to combine your like terms. All right, so 4x minus x gives us 3x minus 5. And over on the right-hand side, we need to distribute, which gives us 4x minus 12. Okay? I'm going to move the smaller variable, and we're left with -5 equals x minus 12. And then to get the x all by itself, we need to add 12 to both sides, and we get 7 equals x. Okay. Drawing the line down the side for number 10. Did I skip one? Oh my gosh, guys. I skipped to 10. Why didn't any of you tell me? Okay. Well, number 10, I want to see if you guys can do this by yourself. Okay. So On the right-hand side, you're going to need to distribute, combine your like terms, and then solve. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video. Let's finish 10, and then we'll go back and do 7 and 8 together. Did you guys get that far? If not, check my work, erase it, try it again. Okay? Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, and there's the rest of the work. So we had to add 2 to both sides, so we get 9m. Add the 1, -9, and divide by 9, we get -1. And sorry for going out of order, let's do these guys right here. So 7, the first thing we got to do is combine our like terms over here. And we get -2w plus 9 equals -4w plus 1. Okay? So which one's the smaller variable? Okay, the -4 is. So I have to move that to the other side by doing inverse operations. Okay, and now I'm solving by SADMAP, reverse order of operations. And there's our answer. Okay? All right, number 8. Just because it has decimals in it doesn't mean you get to give up. Okay? So, which one's smaller? I can't hear you, but I hope you're saying this guy right here. Okay? So I'm going to subtract 0.25y to both sides. And once we do that, 125 minus 25, that's 1y. And you guys should be able to solve it from here because you only had to do one step. Add the 4 to both sides, and we get y equals -7. Okay? So even those were just a little bit out of order, that's all of the work. Just remember, guys, all the steps are right here. Check to see if you need to simplify, okay, which is distribute or combine like terms. Collect the variables by one side, okay? We usually cancel the variable with the lesser value, okay? And then finally it's SADMAP to get your answer, all right? Now, your homework is the bottom of the page, practice 1.3, and those are all right there, okay? If you have any questions, please come find Mr. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, that's it for Algebra 1, Unit 1.3 Notes, Day 1. Thanks for watching.